Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. Today I will explain about engineering plant technology with title water pump. Before I start, I will introduce my group member. The first one is Muhammad Hasih bin Muhammad Zaini, matric number 08DKM20F10554. Next is Muhammad Farhan bin Jasmine, 08DKM20F1068. Next is Tan Yi Hong, matric number 08DKM20F1080. Next is Ahmad Syafiq bin Muhammad Yazid, 08DKM20F1053. And the last one is me, Ahmad Syakir bin Muhammad, matric number 08DKM20F1077. So we go to the first one. The first one is 5.1 is demonstrate the type of the water pump. The first water pump is a positive displacement pump, and the second one is a centrifugal pump. Okay, next we go to the 5.1.2. Construct the main part and their functions. The first one, we go to the positive displacement pump. The first part is a bearing and frame. Regularly maintain element between bearing frame and casing. For frames, recommended all size, available with oil or grease. The next one, next is a impeller. Fully recessed for handling large, stringy, fibrous solid. Pump will pass any material entering pump section. Next is a shaft and shaft sleeve. Full length hold tight sleeve protect shaft from trace of abrasive slurry. The next one is stuffing box. Easily accessible for service. Recommended packing or mechanical seal. And the last one is casing. The function is heavy duty concentric casing, visually eliminate radial shaft loading and extend bearing life. Next we go to the next type of water pump. The next is a centrifugal pump. Okay, I will explain about a function of part. First, shaft and shaft sleeve. The shaft is central part of pump which rotate with the connected impeller. It is coupled with the prime mover to get the power. The shaft fit with the ball bearing. The shaft sleeve is also employed which prevent the shaft of the pump from leakage and corrosion. One end of the sleeve should be sealed. Next is a impeller. The impeller consists of a series of backward curved vanes. It is mounted to the shaft of an electric motor. An impeller is a rotating part of a centrifugal pump. It is enclosed in the watertight casing. The centrifugal pump impeller is divided into three types. The first one is open impeller. An open impeller consists of vane attached to a central hub and mounted directly on the shaft. The vane have no wall or cover around them, making open impeller weaker than closed valve. Still, these are generally quick and easy to clean and repair. Next is closed impeller. The closed impeller has both front and back cover plate. In this, the impeller vanes are sandwiched between two cover plates. These are installed in radial flow centrifugal pump and can be either single or double inlet. Also, it used to obtain pure water. And the next, semi-open impeller. Semi-open impeller have a back wall cover plate that give mechanical power to the vent, while the other side remain open. Semi-open impeller are used in medium-sized pump. This impeller is designed for debris loading fluid. We go to the other part. The other part is casing. The casing is an airtight process surrounding the impeller. It is designed in such a way that the kinetic energy of the water discharge at the outlet is converted into pressure energy before the water leaves the casing and enter the delivery pipe. The casing works as a cover to project to system. The casing of the centrifugal pump is further classified into three types. The first one is a volute casing. It is surrounded by the impeller. Such a casing provides a gradual increase in the area of a flow, thus decreasing the velocity of water and correspondingly increasing the pressure. Next is vortex casing. A vortex casing is an incular chamber introduced between the impeller and casing. Here, the fluid from the impeller has to first pass through the vortex chamber and then through the volute casing. In such a case, there is a better conversion turn that is velocity energy into pressure, and it has good efficiency than the volute casing. And the next, casing with guide blade. In casing with guide blade, the blades surrounding the impeller. These blades are designed and arranged in such a way that the water from impeller enter the guide vent without shock and create a passage of increasing area through which the water pass and reach the delivery to lift with pressure. The next pipe is a suction pipe with a foot valve and strainer. The suction pipe have two ends. One end is connected to the inlet of the pump and the other deep into the water in a sump. A foot valve fit at the lower end of the suction pipe. The foot valve in the one-way type of the valve which only open in the upward direction. A strainer is also fit at the end of the suction pipe to prevent the entry of foreign body into the suction pipe. And the next one is delivery valve. The delivery valve also has two ends. One end is connected to the outlet of the pump and the other end deliver the water at the required head. Next, I will pass to my next member group.
Terima kasih pada Ahmad Syakir. Sekarang kita teruskan kepada demonstrate the operation of positive displacement pump. A. Basic principle of positive displacement pump. Ini adalah contoh gambar rajah. The head of every hydraulic system, the hydraulic pump has many invisible duties that help to improve system performance. Pump play an important role in converting mechanical energy to useful energy hydraulic. You can find a variety of hydraulic pump types used for various applications. Pump are mainly classified into positive displacement pump and non-positive displacement pump based on displacement. Non-positive displacement pumps produce a continuous flow, but they did not prevent leakage by providing an internal positive seal. Positive displacement pumps are so-called constant volume pump become of their constant speed and flow rate. These pumps are self-swimming and can be designed as a stainless pump. The positive displacement are classified into rotary and reciprocating pump based on the motion of the pump element. Gear pump, Vane pump, tube pump, tube pump. Ada sub-categories of rotary pump and diaphragm pump. Piston pump and plumber pump are the subcategories of reciprocating pump. Seterusnya, kita pergi kepada type of pump. Type of pump positive displacement are reciprocating positive displacement pump, rotary positive displacement pump, and linear pump. Pergi pada reciprocating positive displacement pump. Sebelah kanan adalah contoh gambar rajah. The receptive back and forth movement stroke of a piston, stranger or diaphragm dash or the reciprocating positive displacement pump. Reciprocation is the same for this cycle. The initial piston stroke generates a vacuum. Open an intake valve, close the exit valve, and pull fluid into the piston chamber. And a piston pump, like the suction phase, the intake valve, which is now under pressure, close when the piston reserve motion and the outlet valve open, allowing the fluid in the piston chamber to be emptied. The completion phase. A basic example is a bicycle pump. Double action piston pump has intake and exit valve to both sides of the piston. On one side, the piston is in suction, while on the other, it is in compression. Plumber pump works in the same way. With a piston pump, the world of fluid move is determined by the cylinder volume. With a plumber pump, the value of fluid pressure is determined by plunger size. To keep the pump motion going minimally, the various piston pump has a seal that moves up and down constantly within the pump chamber. Diagram pump move fluid via a flexible membrane instead of piston and plunger. The capacity of the pumping chamber is expanded by exerting the diagram, and fluid is sucked into the pump. During compressing, the diagram volume decreases and some fluid is expanded. Diagram pumps are appropriate for pumping hazardous fluid since they are homogeneously sealed device. Cycle pump, cyclic activity cause losses in the discharge, with the fluid speeding up during compression and slowing down during suction. This might generate harmful vibration and installed. Hence, damping or smoothing is frequently used. Use of two or more pistons, plunger or diaphragm, one in compression and the other in suction, can help reduce pressure. Rotary positif. Ini adalah gambar rajah contoh rotary positif displacement pump. Poin pertama, rotating cord or gear rather than the backward and forward motion of reciprocating pump are used to transport fluid in rotary positive displacement pump. To revolving element provide traction at the pump intake by forming a liquid seal with the pump casing. Fluid is taken into the pump and encased in the case of its moving cord in the revolving discharge. The gear pump is the most basic type of rotary positive displacement pump. Internal and External and internal gear pump are the two most common types. Seterusnya, two interlocking gear are supported by independent shaft in an external gear pump. One or both of these shafts might be driven. The fluid interacting between the teeth as a gear rotates, transporting it from the intake to discharge and around the casing. Because the gears are interlocked, no fluid is transported back to the center. Close tolerance between the gear and the casing enable the pump to create suction and at the intake while preventing fluid leakage from the discharge side. Low viscosity liquid are more prone and leakage or slippage. Yang ketiga, internal gear pump work on the same principle and external gear pump, but the two interlocking gear are of various size and rotate inside each other. At the intake, fluid is pumped into the cavities between the two gears, which is then flowing around the discharge port, where it is discharged by the smaller gear. Linear pump. The discollection of the liquid in line pump occur in a straight line or linearly. Rope and chain pump are two of the most common types of this pump. Calibration is not required in this type of pump. This sort of pump may be used in a static environment. The primary difficulty with a pump source is volume. This pump will create a lot of noise due to the piston withdrawal within the cavity, hence the mass be far away from people home. Rope pump and chain pump are the two types of pump available. A rope pump is a linear pump in which a loose hanging rope is lowered into a well, holded up with the aid of a long pipe, the base of which submerged in water. The cervical discs are tied to the rope, which will end the water toward the outside. This type of pump commonly used by both third supply and communal water supply. This pump may be installed in borehole that would normally be drilled by hand. Thus, the chain pump is a line pump that uses a continuous chain to connect a number of circular discs. One division of the chain is submerged in water, and the chain goes through a pipe with a diameter slightly larger than the disc diameter. The water becomes caught within the disc and is released at the peak on the chain. It dragged up to the pipe. For millennia, these pumps were employed in Middle East, China and Europe. Seterusnya, C. Version of kepada Muhammad Al-Hain.
C. Functions of air cylinder in reciprocal pump. Component of reciprocating pump. The main components of reciprocating pump are as follows. Number 1, suction pipe. Number 2, suction valve. Number 3, delivery pipe. And number 4, delivery valve. Next slide. Number 5, cylinder. Number 6, piston and piston rod. Number 7, crank and connecting rod. Number 8, strainer. And number 9, air vessel. Demonstrate the operation of centrifugal pump. Basic principle of centrifugal pump. A centrifugal pump operates through the transfer of rotational energy from one or more driven nozzles called impellers. The action of the impellers increases the flux, velocity and pressure and directs it towards the pump outlet. Eight types of pump. Number 1 is centrifugal pump. Number 2 is diaphragm pump. Number 3 is mid-flow. Number 4 is gear pump. Number 6 is plunger pump. Locking in centrifugal pump. Locking is the condition which occurs in the compressor in which it operates at a very high mass flow rate and flow through the compressor can be further increased as much number at some parts of the compressor reach to unity to sonic velocity and the flow is said to be stopped.
Seterusnya, construct the operation of positive displacement pump and centrifugal pump. Explain difference between hydrostatic pump and hydrodynamic pump. What is a hydrodynamic pump? An important part of all hydrodynamic pump is an impeller with blade. The principle of functioning of those pump consists in the fact that after the pump fluid enter the pump through the suction inlet, it comes between the blade of the rotating impeller. Owing to centrifugal power, the fluid is forced outside at the impeller, which is simultaneously providing more energy to it, so its speed and eventually pressure increase. Seterusnya, what is a hydrostatic pump? Hydrostatic pump are pump used in hydraulic system that work via positive displacement. Positive displacement involve the process of trapping of a fluid and the displacement or forcing it through a controlled channel. Hydrostatic pump are composed of two cavities, a shrinking cavity on the fluid discharge side of the pump and increasing or expanding cavity on the suction side. Fluid enter the pump as the suction side cavity expand and exits out of the discharge side of pump as the discharge cavity shrink or collapse. The majority of hydrostatic pump operate in open system and draw oil in the atmospheric pressure from a reservoir. The suction end of the pump use a large connection then the discharge end prevent the cavity on the suction side from collapsing. In a closing system, both ends of a hydrostatic pump can cause exclusive pressure. Difference. Hydrodynamic pump. A hydrodynamic transmission works by the combined action of a pump and a turbine. The pump impeller and the turbine runner are mounted inside a single casing. When the driven shaft is rotating, oil pumped by the impeller and flow over the runner vent to keep the driven shaft rotating. For a hydrodynamic transmission system find many applications for step-left power transmission in industrial, locomotive, marine, aviation field. Seterusnya, different hydrostatic transmission system has a hydraulic variable displacement pump and variable speed motor. There are typically of force split axial piston pump type. The pump shaft is coupled with the engine shaft. The pump is driven by engine. Hydraulic oil flow under pressure to the motor shaft pipe. The motor are coupled to the wheel shaft and hence the wheel rotates. So a hydrostatic system find application in most the heavy equipment such as excavator, forklift, agricultural tractor, riding mobile, and even truck. Saya pastikan.
Thank you, Asif. Next, I will continue with the factor that should be considered when choosing a pump. The first is the flow rate. This is generally the effectiveness of the water pump. Flow rate refers to the time taken by a water pump to pump a specific amount of water, mostly measured in liter per minute. If you are going to use the water pump for either job sites or farms, you should purchase one that has the ability to pump over 2,500 liters of water per minute. On the other hand, a pump with a flow rate of between 100 to 200 liters per minute is suitable for any home use. Number 2 is the size of the inlet. Most pumps have an inlet size of between 1 to 6 inches, but in some cases, it can be more. Centrifugal water pump also operate in a similar way, sucking in water from the inlet and discharging it through the outlet valve. In that case, the bigger the size of an inlet valve, the more amount of water the pump will be able to pump out and the faster it will do the job. Number 3 is the maximum head and pressure. The maximum head of the water pump refers to the longest distance in terms of height that the pump will be able to pump water. For instance, if you buy a water pump with a maximum height of 60 meters, if you try to pump water to levels higher than that, then the flow rates will be 0. Generally, the types of pump you choose should have a maximum height higher than the height you intend to pump the water. Number 4 is the quality of the pump. The first thing to consider is the brand of the water pump. The engine or the motor can also tell you the quality of the pump. Conduct the necessary research and surveys on how the quality of the water pump should be. Number 5 is the type of water to be pumped. The type of water you are going to pump is also the factor to consider. Transfer pumps are different from frightening pumps. Other types of pump include a chemical pump and trash pump. That's all from our group. Thank you.